Welcome to another episode of Alf Zoo. Today I'm talking to my good friend David Johnson, who's a competitive intelligence expert in the high-tech landscape. He has always had these most wonderful insights in what's happening in real life when we talk about trends. So social, mobile, cloud, all those question marks going to be straightened out by David Johnson. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks, Alf. Good to be here.
Good to have you. Let's start with social, because that's the one I'm struggling with most. When I hear social and social media, and maybe on the collaboration side, I get it from an enterprise perspective. But in general, this sounds like something my teenage daughters do rather than something I do with a publicly traded company. But what's really happening out there with social?
Well, if you think about it, your teenage daughter in a couple of years is going to be working, right?
You can only hope.
Yeah, we can hope.
You can only hope.
So, as this younger generation's moving in, they're bringing a lot of these tools, Twitter, Facebook, stuff like that, and they're used to working that way. So, as service desk employees are, coming in, they want to be able to do their work the way that they've grown up, using these social types of tools. So it's, something we have to keep abreast of.
What would be an example of a social tool that's actually deployed and used effectively today?
Effectively? And in the enterprise?
Yeah.
Okay. I go with Chatter. I mean, with Salesforce, they've got the strong capabilities from a CRM perspective, which Salesforces are using, and Chatter was one of the natural extensions of being able to either talk about a deal or what have you, and here you can use Chatter to do the same things between service desk employees, communication with the end user, things of that nature.
So right now, when we say social, we're talking about in either internal or external boards where discussions happening in a public forum. So it's not necessarily that the help desk is taking orders via social. Have we got that far yet? Can I tweet what I need, a new printer on the 5th floor, or chat?
I've seen it done. I mean, you can do it through Chatter, as well as kind of the, trying to resolve your own issues, talking to your constituents.
Yeah. Well, I know like the airlines have had to do it whether they wanted to or not.
Yeah.
I mean, so, what about mobile? Show me that phone you had before.
Bam! That's how I found my cube today.
You found... So let's get straight to everybody's talking about My IT. It's the hottest thing ever. Even the analyst that is over at ServiceNow's Love Fest in Vegas this week love My IT, and then are being served.
I think some of their customers love it and want it on top of their product. So
I spent most of my career in mobility. So why is this so exciting? Maybe I'm being jaded here, but what's the whole hoopla?
I mean, for me, I've been playing around with the app. I mean, it's the convergence of both your personal life and trying to keep that on track, as well as your work life as well, work-life balance. So I mean, here you can find that office instead of walking around trying to figure out which.
So they're actually floor maps. You take an iPad, you open the app, there are floor maps, and on these floor maps they tell me there are printers located, and you can actually go up to the printer, you can print it via email.
Yeah, I mean with the kind of the geolocation capabilities, you can find the printer, find an office.
I love how you use the phrase geolocation.
Yeah.
Okay, your whereabouts. Yes, it knows your whereabouts.
Yeah. As long as my wife doesn't know where I'm at. But I mean, I'm sitting here looking at it, and it tells me my next appointment. Like, maybe this brand new laptop isn't working so well, and I need to talk to IT, so I can do that. I can keep track of what's going on in the old IT environment. I remember back in the old days, when I was in long time ago when I was in market intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
We had a couple outages where it's like you're just trying to figure out what's going on. How come I can't connect to the internet?
Yeah.
Now it'll tell me. So
it proactively sort of broadcast about what's happening. So
yeah.
Networks are okay.
Yeah, it says right here, email devices may be having a problem.
So this is the actual app you have on the screen there? Okay.
Yep. Can you see it?
Well, it doesn't really lend itself.
Yeah, I know. Just trust me.
I do. You're in competitive intelligence. You're forbidden from lying. I understand. Now, the final pillar in this whole thing is cloud. It's sort of where, and I have many times said that when you say mobile, you actually mean cloud, social, mobile, analytics, and collaboration. All those phrases can be summed up in mobile. Some people can say it all could be summed up in cloud. So
yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it, your life, you lose this thing, you're in trouble. I mean, so it's connected to everything. And one of the pieces I look at from a competitive standpoint is it an app, not a web browser. I'm not talking webmail at whatever.com. I'm talking an actual app. So one of the things from a competitive standpoint, you go out to iTunes, you go out to Android or whatever, and is that app out there? Oh, my IT, it's out there.
So is my IT, and which I understand is going to be offered as a cloud offering soon as well. Is that quite unique, or is that another meet? I mean, I see people have these dashboards. Especially CA came out recently with executive IT dashboards. ServiceNow have, although I haven't seen the app yet, something around Service Desk with geolocation in it or whereabouts. And every other player really claims or actually have to have some kind of app available. Why is my team unique?
Well, I mean, A being an app, you'll see, some of our other competitors, they might have an app out there, but it's not for, their full ITSM suite. It'll be just for like Service Desk or something like that. And here with my IT, it's a convergence of, a lot of functionality that you would find in like 5 different types of products, so it's all together, current location, that kind of thing. You might see it in kind of a ERP type of an app maybe, or some kind of directory management functionality. It might have to be delivered just through some kind of web interface. But here, it's all together. It's pretty cool to play with. And it's good. It's good. I'm sitting here playing while I'm talking to you. I better put it down. So I mean,
in itself, it sells itself. I mean, I can't even grab your attention.
Yeah. So
I never heard that about an enterprise app before. By the way.
Yeah. If we could get like maybe Fruit Ninja or something else in there, make up an IT game.
I've always said, ever since they released that damn bird,
Angry Birds,
designing mobile apps is really, really hard because people expect that. And
that's what they expect. Yeah. But I mean, from that combination where it's it's a little bit from here, you get the geolocation plus what's going on in your IT environment, and what tickets you have open and things like that. So that kind of combination you don't see.
Gotcha. If you actually turn our attention to pure cloud and SaaS, maybe might be a better word. One question I have for you is, where do we stand there? You have the evangelists claiming that eventually, and sooner rather than later, everything will go into the cloud. Then you have the realists who say, well, there's a lot of installations who are never going to leave their own private data centers, if you know. And even if that will be delivered internally as a cloud offering, it's still not really the pure cloud play. Where are we today? Where do you see, from a competitive standpoint, the different vendors offering, as well as how consumer can take in this on? Is it more of a hybrid we're looking at?
It's kind of like saying everybody's going to be leasing cars. I mean, does everybody lease a car? No. Some people actually want to buy the car, and to me, it's more customer choice.
Yeah.
You know, if they want to purchase what they want to purchase, the way they want to purchase, offer it to them. If not, they're going to go down and, you know, find it somewhere else. So, you know, from that perspective, if I want it on demand, great. You know, I can buy it on demand. If I want it on prem, you know, maybe I'm a highly secure environment, paranoid, worried about things, you know, I can do it that way too.
Good. Yeah. Well, thank you, David. I really appreciate you taking the time coming into the zoo here. Hopefully, we'll do this more often. I think this little tidbits of what's happening in the market is important because a lot of times we use heated terms. We don't really know what comes out of it. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Al.
For the rest of you out there, I'll see you next week.